Hi everyone, Diesel here. Welcome to Brawlhalla. Over the last Brawlhalla video I've shown was mostly Happy Valentine's or Valentines pretty much coming back in 2026, and also showing the new costume for Nash known as the first wheelbarrow. If you got into the last video of Brawlhalla, I'm gonna go to that video before this one. But today I'm showing is most of the Happy Valentine's costumes for 2026. Because since I have shown the new costume for Nash, now it's time to go ahead and basically show the Valhallentines for 2026. And I'm pretty much showing for three for this one, so this is gonna be kind of a little bit short. So what I'm showing is the Red Rose Kaya, the Chalkcore Late, and the Classic Roland. So these are the three costumes I'm showing in Brawlhalla. So wait no time as always. Let's go into this. Also, guys, I might be coughing a little bit because I got like a little bit like coughing going on. So if I do start coughing, then you already know what it is. And nope, I am not sick, by the way. I just pretty much got this from absolutely no reason because I have not coughed in forever. Alright, so let's see. Where is Kaya? Oh, I see. Okay. I'm telling you what, there's so many characters in this game. Like, I'll tell you what, there's too many characters. There's too many characters. So Red Rose Kaya, the Rosewood Spear and her Everlasting Shot. So that's cool. Kaya. I'll do a small Brawlhalla. I am so sorry if I'm very late to pretty much this, by the way, for mostly the Happy Valentine one, by the way, because I didn't even know it come out, by the way. I didn't even know it came out, by the way, so I want to apologize for that. But here we go, Red Road Kaya. So let's see, left air, okay. All right, then same thing with right air, by the way. Then down air, so it's gotta be close, and then up air. Real nice, real nice. I do like this costume, by the way, for Kaya, because she looks like kind of like most like one of the most very interesting costumes for Valentine, or should I say Happy Valentine's Day. Even though Valentine's is pretty much over, but still, it's really nice to see this costume again. By the way, I've been showing this event since 2022, about 4 years now when the series came out. By the way, so which is kind of crazy because I've been doing this series for this long, by the way, and been mostly showing all the events since late that year. So which is mostly crazy. And then we got mostly her bow, and then we got left air. Then we got mostly down air. And then up air. So I can hit it right there. Nice. Yeah, so I do like Kaya's moves, as I remember showing this costume. But it's pretty good to see this costume around pretty much, in 2026. For pretty much, pretty much the fourth time of the year of showing this, by the way. So, which is interesting. But yeah, it's good, nice to see this costume again. Alright, next one is Cora costume, known as the chocolate one. Gotta find out where he at. Okay, I see him. I want to know what's this year's crossover is about to be, by the way, because I know 2025 crossover was very something else. Alright, so here's the Chalkcore Late. We got is most the Jawbreakers, and then we got the Sucker Punch, so which is nice. Yep, showing on the stage. This costume is pretty, kind of one of the most interesting costumes for Cora, by the way. Cause he's literally dressed as sweets for mostly Valentine's Day. All right, so we got the Sucker Punch, which is pretty much a lollipop, or should I say heart lollipop, which I have ate one before. So let's see. So left air, yeah. Then up air. Then down air. Real nice. Wow, that is crazy. And then we got, as most of all, the Jawbreakers, by the way, which I think is pretty covering in chocolate. So we got his up air right there, and then we got his right air, and then pretty mostly down air. Yeah, so this costume, real nice, by the way. It's probably one of the most one of the most best core costumes because it looks very good. He's literally dressed up for literally, sweets, which is kind of very interesting. But yeah, but it's nice to pretty much see this costume pretty much, you know, in 2026, because this costume is very, you know, one of my favorite costumes for the Happy Valentine's Day event. So it's glad to see this costume pretty much, you know, for the fourth time of the year in 2026. And then the last one we have is pretty much, you know, classic Roland. Everyone knows this costume. One of the most costumes that I do like as well. So we got most of the Fancy Lance and the Love Letter Opener. So that's cool. Sir Roland. Yep. Wow, I forgot how fancy he looks in this costume, by the way. Like, this is like one of the most fanciest costumes I ever seen for most, you know, all the character, by the way. So we got the Love Letter opening. So we got his left air, then down air, then up air. Real nice. His moves are pretty much cool because I like the up air one where he does like a charging horse. So which is cool. And then we got mostly the sword. Well, that one would be a fancy lance. This is the Love Letter opening. All right, up air, left air, and then down air. Real nice. This costume, like one of my favorites. Like, this costume has been showing for, like, you know, past, like, you know, mostly 4 years now of doing this series. Is great. I don't know if I'm ever gonna go ahead and keep on showing this costume, or basically like the other Happy Valentine's Day costumes for, like, you know, mostly every single year, by the way, because most of all, they kind of are getting a little bit old now, by the way. I mean, not saying I don't hate the event, by the way. They always do new costumes, but I'm telling you what, I wish they did like multiple like new like costumes for each character, by the way, like give them like different ones. But you know what, this one is fine too, cause I love the new Nash costume, the fresh polar bear. So that one's a nice one. But that should be kind of like something that you know, something like for like the winter costume. But still, I like it, and this costume as well, classic Roland, is also a good costume too. So if you're a knight to pretty much, you know, show this costume pretty much, you know, for the fourth time of the year in 2026. But yeah, but what everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and end off right here. If y'all enjoy it, sure I know what to do. So I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon in the next video. Bye.